At this point, it is my great honor to introduce Mayor Lindsey P. Horvath. She was elected to West Hollywood City Council on March 3rd, 2015. She previously served as a council member for 2 years from 2009 to 2011. She became involved with women's rights issues at the age of 22. She established the Hollywood branch of the National Organization for Women. She is widely known for her leadership on women's issues and serves as a global coordinator for 1 Billion Rising, a global campaign of the V-Day movement to end violence against women and girls. It's our pleasure to have you here with us today. We're gonna, I think, see a short clip from a little video, and then we'll have you say a few words for us. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much for having me here today. It's an honor and a pleasure to join you. And I'm so incredibly grateful for the work of CWSDI and for all the amazing people who are here today and the stories that, that you will share and the information that you will share. I want to give a special thanks to my friend Mitra Samani, who extended this invitation. She is a personal shiro of mine. The stories that she has shared and the ways that she has fought for and stood for what she believes in, fought for the rights of women, and as a leader for human rights is just absolutely incredible. And to all my friends in CSDI and CWSDI, Babak, Nasser, Perry, Shakufe, so many of you who have been friends along my journey. I just thank you for the leadership and commitment you have to making sure that we have strong relationships and are working together to advance human rights, both here in the United States, around the world, and obviously, especially in Iran. Today on Human Rights Day, we remember the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948. And it's an important milestone for us to think about how we work together across borders throughout the world, different people, different regions, different religions, different backgrounds, all coming together to advance the common cause of human rights. As was mentioned, my work first started in advancing women's rights and girls' rights. Before I became an elected official, I worked as an activist for a variety of organizations, including the National Organization for Women and the V-Day Global Movement to End Violence Against Women and Girls. And V-Day is well known across the world. The 1 Billion Rising campaign we were all a part of was on the ground in over 200 countries and has been working year after year diligently to empower women who are already on the ground, already leading movements to bring about justice and social change wherever they are. This work is incredibly important, especially as we think today and this year, we have a record number of women serving in Congress, and that's on both sides of the aisle. As we start to see how women lead in different places, we've seen in New Zealand and Taiwan a totally different response and an effective response to COVID-19. Just so happens both countries are led by women. In fact, women leaders around the world are responding to this global health pandemic in important ways. And I know that here on the front lines in the United States, we know that women make up so much of the workforce in the essential jobs, especially those frontline healthcare workers who are making sure to take care of each and every person struggling in the face of COVID-19. So I want to especially thank all of the women who are working to protect us and keep us safe, and to remind us that it is our responsibility to also keep them safe, to fight hard for protection for women's rights and for empowerment of women's rights. Of course, it makes sense that we would be here together with CWSDI because, of course, the work that you do is always advancing human rights wherever you invest your time. I came into contact with this organization through my leadership with the National Organization for Women. And it is through that partnership and finding shared values and shared interests that we came together, and we continue that relationship wherever we go because we share those values. I know that this organization also looks to the leadership of Mariam Rajavi, and her leadership around the world is recognized. It's so empowering to know that this movement and the work of this organization is inspired by the leadership of a woman. I think that really demonstrates a commitment to empowering women and making sure we know what women's rights actually look like and women's leadership looks like. It's not just talking a talk, it's truly walking a walk. And I think that's represented by my fellow panelists today. And I'm so honored to be joined by all of them and to join with them. We know that often a lot of these very big ideas can seem almost insurmountable, but when we start to take action at the local level, that's where we see that each one of us has the power to create change. And this action at the local level, the partnerships that I've been able to be a part of have really made a difference. And I want to thank CWSDI and CSDI for the work that you've done to transform my community of West Hollywood, to transform our region in California, and to advance shared goals and values all around the world. Today, I want to conclude by recommitting to standing with the Iranians who are on the ground, speaking out against the injustices they're experiencing by their government. We know that they are experiencing great adversity at great cost, simply for the right to say what is on their minds and in their hearts. It shouldn't be that way. And so we have to stand strong together as a global community to support them in their efforts to continue to advance what we know are human rights on the ground there. We need to support them in their fight for equality and their fight for change. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you. Please count on me to be a partner in your continued work. And thank you once again for having me today.